Imagine you didn't have a job. No boss, no schedule, no commute, no deadlines, no meetings. Sounds great, right? But then, what would you do all day? Now imagine you're an ancient human, 50,000 years ago. You hunt and gather for maybe 3 hours a day. The rest of the time, you have nothing. No phone, no TV, no internet, no books, no video games. Wouldn't you be incredibly bored? That's what we assume, isn't it? That life before modern entertainment must have been mind-numbingly dull, that people sat around staring at nothing, desperate for something, anything to do. We have a word for this state, boredom, and we assume it's universal, that humans have always experienced it, that ancient people, without our endless entertainment options, must have suffered from it constantly. But what if this assumption is completely wrong? What if ancient humans were less bored than we are? What if they had richer, more engaging daily lives than the average modern person scrolling through social media? The answer comes from anthropology, and it reveals something surprising. Boredom might be a modern invention. Psychologist Peter Gray has spent years studying hunter-gatherer societies. His research led him to a remarkable conclusion. Play was the foundation of hunter-gatherer social existence. Not just children's play, adult play too. In hunter-gatherer societies, play wasn't something you did when work was finished. Play was woven into everything. Hunting and gathering themselves were often playful activities, challenging, skillful, enjoyable. Work and play were not separate categories. But beyond subsistence activities, hunter-gatherers filled their leisure time with an astonishing variety of engaging activities. Games, storytelling, music, dance, art, social rituals, religious ceremonies. And here's the key point. These weren't passive entertainment. They weren't sitting back and watching something. They were active, creative, social. Everyone participated. Everyone contributed. Let's look at what ancient humans actually did with their time. Hunter-gatherers played games. Lots of them. Archaeological and anthropological evidence shows that games are universal in human societies. Ball games, racing games, target shooting games, wrestling. Board games using stones, sticks, or seeds. Among the Kungsan of southern Africa, games are a regular part of daily life. Children and adults play together. The games are competitive in form, but cooperative in spirit. The goal isn't to crush your opponent, but to keep the game going, to make it fun for everyone. Among the Hadza of Tanzania, men practice archery skills through playful competitions. They shoot at targets, compete for accuracy, but the real purpose is social bonding and skill development, not winning at all costs. Games served multiple functions. They developed physical skills needed for hunting and survival. They strengthened social bonds. They provided entertainment and enjoyment. They taught cooperation and fair play. And they were fun. Really fun. The kind of fun that comes from active engagement with other people, not the passive consumption of content. If you had to identify the single most important entertainment activity in human history, it would be storytelling. Storytelling is universal. Every human culture that has ever existed tells stories. And for hunter-gatherers, storytelling wasn't just occasional. It was a central part of daily life. Research published in Nature Communications found that hunter-gatherer storytelling serves crucial social functions. Stories transmit knowledge across generations. They teach survival skills. They reinforce social values. They create shared identity. But stories are also entertainment. Good stories captivate. They engage the imagination. They evoke emotion. They transport listeners to other worlds. Imagine an evening around a campfire, 50,000 years ago. The work is done. The food is eaten. Now comes the best part, the stories. A skilled storyteller begins. The tale might be about a great hunt, a legendary ancestor, a trickster animal, a creation myth. The listeners lean in. They laugh, they gasp, they feel suspense and resolution. This isn't killing time. This is deep engagement. This is art. And everyone can participate. Stories are interactive. Listeners ask questions, offer commentary, suggest twists. The storyteller reads the audience, adjusts the pacing, builds the drama. This was the original entertainment, more engaging, more social, more creative than anything on your phone. Music is another human universal. Every culture that has ever existed has music. Among hunter-gatherers, music is everywhere. Singing accompanies work, play, rituals, and daily life. Instruments, drums, flutes, rattles add rhythm and melody. Research on the Bayaka hunter-gatherers of Congo shows that music production serves important social functions. Group singing and dancing strengthen social bonds, signal coalition membership, and create shared emotional experiences. Dance goes with music. Hunter-gatherers dance for rituals, for celebration, for fun. Dance is physical, social, expressive. It engages body and mind together. Imagine a hunter-gatherer evening. Someone starts a rhythm on a drum. Others join in with singing. People begin to move, to dance. The whole camp participates. The experience is immersive, joyful, connecting. This isn't boredom. This is aliveness. We often think of art as something separate from daily life, something you go to a museum to see. But for hunter-gatherers, art was integrated into existence. Cave paintings, body decoration, carved objects, decorated tools. These weren't just art for art's sake. They had meaning, purpose, and beauty. Recent research has revealed something remarkable. Some cave art was created to be viewed by firelight. The flickering flames made the painted animals appear to move. This was animation, 15,000 years before film. Imagine Stone Age people gathering at night to watch fireside art, images that seem to come alive in the fire's glow. This was entertainment, yes, but also something deeper. A shared aesthetic experience, a connection to the sacred, a moment of wonder. Art was also a form of play. Creating decorations, carving patterns, painting images, these are creative, engaging activities. They require a skill, imagination, and concentration. They are the opposite of boredom. Peter Gray's research emphasizes that play was not just an activity for hunter-gatherers. It was the foundation of their social structure. Hunter-gatherer bands operated like social play groups. People could freely join or leave. Leadership was minimal. Decisions were made through consensus. Dominance was discouraged through humor and play. Humor itself was a tool. Hunter-gatherers used jokes, teasing, and playful mockery to maintain equality and stop quarrels. If someone tried to dominate, others would tease them, bring them down to size. This wasn't cruelty, it was social regulation through play. Sharing had game-like qualities. The distribution of food involved rituals, jokes, and performances. It wasn't just transactional, it was social play. Even religious beliefs were playful. Hunter-gatherer deities were often capricious, humorous, and non-authoritarian. Religious ceremonies involved music, dance, costumes, and performance. They were playful events. The result was a society where boredom had no place. Every interaction was potentially playful. Every activity was potentially engaging. Life itself was a form of play. For hunter-gatherer children, play was education. Children were free to play and explore. They weren't sent to schools, given lessons, or subjected to formal instruction. Instead, they played at the activities of adults: hunting games, gathering games, tool-making games. Through play, they acquired the skills, knowledge, and values of their culture. They learned to hunt by playing at hunting. They learned to gather by playing at gathering. They learned social skills by playing with other children. Research shows that hunter-gatherer children's object play, playing with tools, weapons, and natural materials, directly develops the skills needed for adult life. Play is not a break from learning. Play is learning. And children were not segregated from adults. They played alongside adults, observed adult activities, participated in adult games and stories. The whole band was their classroom, and play was their curriculum. This meant that childhood was not boring. It was engaging, exploratory, creative. Children were not waiting for life to begin. They were already living it. So why do we assume ancient humans were bored? Because we project our experience onto them. We experience boredom when we're disconnected from meaningful activity, from other people, from ourselves. Modern life creates conditions for boredom. We work jobs that may not feel meaningful. We consume entertainment passively. We scroll through content without really engaging. We're physically present, but mentally elsewhere. For hunter-gatherers, disconnection was rare. Activities were meaningful, directly connected to survival and social life. Entertainment was active and participatory. Social bonds were constant and close. There was no scrolling, no passive consumption, no disconnection. Boredom, it turns out, may be a luxury of civilization. It emerges when we have time to fill but no engaging ways to fill it. When entertainment is provided for us rather than created by us. When work is separate from play and both are separate from meaning. Ancient humans didn't have this problem. They filled their time with activities that were simultaneously productive, social, creative, and enjoyable. They didn't need to escape boredom because they didn't experience it. The next time you feel bored, remember, this experience might be uniquely modern. Ancient humans didn't have our technology, our entertainment options, our endless content, but they had something we've lost. A life where every moment could be engaging, where entertainment was created rather than consumed, where play was the fabric of existence. This isn't a call to abandon civilization. Hunter-gatherer life had real challenges: disease, danger, uncertainty. We shouldn't romanticize the past, but we should learn from it. We can choose to create rather than consume, to participate rather than watch, to make our entertainment active and social, to bring play back into our daily lives. Ancient humans weren't bored. They were engaged, creative, connected. They lived lives full of meaning and enjoyment. Maybe the question isn't, were they bored without jobs? Maybe the question is, why are we bored with all our entertainment? Thanks for watching. If this exploration of prehistoric daily life fascinated you, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into anthropology and human history. I want to hear from you. What would you do if you had unlimited free time? Would you play games, tell stories, make music, create art? Or would you be bored? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and remember, the most engaging entertainment might be the kind you create yourself. Sesh.